Hey, good evening, Midwest Survivor. Time for dinner chat. So first off, I want to say thank you to everybody that is subscribing to the channel, checking out the YouTube posts, the Facebook posts, the Pinterest posts, the Instagram posts, TikTok posts, the X posts, Lemonade posts. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, click the bell, click the thumbs up. Check out the community. Content is always being posted to the community every day. Every time there's a dinner chat or breakfast bit, there's always something posted to the community. So be sure to check that out. Also too, there's gonna be some information about the Midwest Survivor Rebuilding, Recovering, and Thriving Coaching. Content on that, materials on that, and more information to follow on that. So be sure to check out the community for that. So today's dinner chat topic is the lies that trauma teaches us. So, you know, we're talking about something that many people experience, but they don't always recognize. And that is the lies that trauma can teach us. You know, trauma just doesn't leave physical wounds, and it just doesn't leave, you know, a changed mindset, and it just doesn't leave emotional wounds, but it changes the way that we see ourselves, the way we see other people, and the way we see the world around us. And more importantly, it reshapes our mind and our perceptions on things. You know, enough pain, enough betrayal, enough rejection, enough abuse, and our minds begin trying to protect ourselves. And the problem begins that sometimes the beliefs that we develop to survive no longer help us once we are safe, healthy, and beginning to thrive. Instead, they keep us bound, they keep us trapped, and they limit us. So let's look at the lies that trauma teaches us and replace them with honest, healthy, transparent truths that are going to help us grow, help us become stronger, and help us become better people. So what trauma really does to us. Trauma just simply isn't about what has happened to you. It's about how those experiences have shaped the way you think, the way you live your life, and the way you process information and the choices that you make. When you are hurt, you repeatedly ask your brain one important question. How do I make sure that this never happens again? And that is a completely normal response to trauma. But sometimes the answers that our minds come up with just aren't true, they're not realistic, and they are just simple survival strategies. And those strategies can help us cope, but they will hold us back if we want to get out of surviving and go into thriving and being healthy and wealthy. Healing begins whenever we recognize the crucial fundamental difference. Lie number 2, I'm not good enough. The next most common lie that trauma teaches us is I'm not enough. And if you grew up consistently criticized, or if you were in a relationship where you were constantly criticized, compared to others, ignored, or even emotionally abused, you begin to believe that your value depends on your performance. How good you do at work, whether or not you get the promotion, whether or not you get the raise, whether or not you get 100% on a test, whether you make good friends, and so on and so forth. You know, you begin to believe that your value, how your life shapes out, depends on your performance. And here's the simple reality. The value and the worth of a person is not determined by everyone else's ability or inability to see it or not see it. You are valuable. You are precious. You are worth something. You have value. You have talent. You have abilities. You have intelligence. You were valuable before anyone else that has come into your life knew you, and you will be valuable anytime somebody leaves your life. You are valuable with people, or you are valuable without people. You will still be valuable if somebody or anybody fails to recognize your worth. You got to keep repeating yourself, no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody's opinion is, no matter what anybody thinks about me. I have value, I have worth. Lie number three, love has to be earned. Many survivors believe they have to earn love by always saying yes, never making mistakes, keeping everybody happy, being useful, being perfect, being the right size, looking pretty, just on and on and on and on. But healthy love is not earned through merit or talent or abilities or skill or exhaustion or whatever it is. Healthy love, transparent, responsible, accountable, pure love is built on mutual respect, honesty, trust, and care. You don't have to prove that you're worthy of being loved. You don't have to prove that you're worthy of someone else's love. You don't have to prove that you're worthy of someone else. You don't have to prove that you're worthy of anyone. But you have to prove that you are worthy to yourself. You have to prove that you have value to yourself, that you are worth something to yourself. Here's another lie. I can't trust anyone. And after betrayal, after pain, after anything, it's understandable to be cautious and to be guarded and to protect yourself. But trauma can convince us that every person is going to hurt us. Trauma can try to convince us that everybody is out to get us. The belief that protects us from disappointment can also keep us isolated. Hurting doesn't mean trusting everybody that comes into our orbit. It just means that you have to learn to recognize who needs to earn your trust and who you need to run away from. It means learning to recognize who is healthy, who is not healthy, who is honest and sincere, and who is completely full of garbage. Discernment is healthy. Saying no is healthy. Establishing boundaries is healthy. Living in constant fear and letting anybody and everybody in just because they look good, sound good, and you think they're good is unhealthy, exhausting, and will wear you out. Here's another lie that gets thrown around. If I set boundaries, people will leave. For many people, boundaries feel terrifying, and here is why. Unhealthy relationships saying no is often brought punishment, guilt, shame, manipulation, rejection, gaslighting, and on and on and on and on and on. So we learn to stay quiet. We learn to keep our mouths shut. We learn to avoid conflict. We sacrifice our wants, our desires, our energies, our resources. But here's the thing. Healthy people will not abandon you because you have boundaries. I drew boundaries, and I found out real quick who was healthy and who was not whenever I drew some boundaries in my life. And family members and lifetime friends that are watching this, y'all made your choice. I drew a boundary. You didn't respect it. Now you're out. Plain and simple. Boundaries don't end healthy relationships. They simply reveal unhealthy ones. Boundaries are not punishment. They are protection. Boundaries are made to keep you safe. They simply reveal who is unhealthy, who has malice in their heart, who is selfish, who is self-motivated, and who does not have your best interest at heart. Boundaries established will reveal who's real and who's not, who cares and who's only out for themselves. The next lie, the past will always define me. Perhaps the biggest lie that trauma teaches us and tells us is that this is who you are always going to be. Broken, damaged, unlovable, hopeless. There was a quote made about me, and I'm going to say this directly, so I hope the people that are saying this will watch this. Well, he runs away. This is just what he does. No, I set a boundary, and whenever people refused to acknowledge that boundary, I walked away because I was disrespected and not heard. this is who you'll always be. You'll always be broken. You'll always be damaged. You'll always be unlovable. You'll always be hopeless. You'll always run away, and on and on and on. But your trauma explains part of your story. It doesn't determine your future. Healing does not erase your past. It changes your relationship with it. One day, your scars may be reminders not only of what you have survived, but also how far you've come. The proverbial got the t-shirt, got the hat, been there, done that. And let me just say this. Just because people have a perception about you does not make it true, and it doesn't define you. There has been many things said about me, and it doesn't mean it is true. It's just other people's perceptions of me, and I refuse to acknowledge it. I refuse to accept it. That's their opinion. They'll be accountable for it, just as I will be accountable for my actions. So what people say about you does not define you, and I'm a living testimony and testament of that. Replacing lies with truth. Healing is about more than recognizing unhealthy beliefs. It's about replacing them with healthier ones. Instead of saying, I'm not enough, here's the choice that you make. I have worth. I have value. I'm smart. I'm talented. I'm intelligent. I'm whatever the case may be. Instead of saying, I have to earn love, choose to say this and think this way. Healthy love is given freely and nurtured through mutual care without any strings, without any stipulations, without any hidden clauses. Instead of saying no one can be trusted, choose this. Trust is built over time through constant actions and is like a bridge that needs to be built. Instead of saying that my past defines me, choose to say, I can control my present and my future is a page that is yet to be written. These truths may not feel natural, normal, or even safe at first, and that's perfectly acceptable. But healing begins whenever you begin to practice truth with your heart. Then you start speaking it, then you start doing it. So if trauma has taught you lies and has rewired your brain, I want you to know something very important tonight that is going to change your life forever if you choose to start doing it. Those lies may explain why you have struggled. Those lies may be constantly feeding on your energies and sucking the life out of you. But they do not have to define you. They do not have to hurt you. They do not have to let you become that lie. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not disqualified because of your past. It is not too late for you. You are not beyond hope. Healing is a gradual process that takes time. Growth and change are things that take courage and strength, and you can grow and become stronger and healthier and go from surviving to thriving. The lies that trauma teaches us is all about surviving. Gotta survive. But when you step out of those lies and choose to disregard them and choose to believe that you have worth, that you are talented, that you can grow, that it's not too late, that there is hope, that you can heal, then you go from just surviving to thriving and eventually becoming healthy and becoming wealthy. So every step that you take towards truth is another step that you take away from the lies that controlled your life and reasserting your control over your life and getting your life back. And not only the life back that you had, but a better life, a stronger life, a healthier life. Your story isn't over. The next page, the next chapter can be completely 180 degrees different than what it was. So what is one unhealthy belief that you have had to challenge during your healing journey? And what truth have you employed to replace it? So encourage somebody. What you are going through could help somebody else start their journey tonight, today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Trauma may have shaped part of your story. The truth has the power to change your present, shape your future. Do not let the ghost of yesterday's pain become your identity today and tomorrow and forever. So Midwest Survivor, as always, stay healthy, stay strong, get strong, be strong. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow morning for Breakfast Bits. Have a good evening, and remember, you can change your today, and by changing today, you will change your tomorrow. Have a good evening.